by any government agency. So, I'm, is my voice is audible?
Yes, sir. Clear. You can go ahead.
Okay. So, okay, thank you. So, my name is Shrikant. I've been in this startup ecosystem for now more than 12 years. So, I've started working with startups, early stage startups. Then, directly, I've been a part of a enabling ecosystem for startups, basically for agriculture sector. I worked with startup India. I worked with PUSA IRI. I was also an employee of Manage Own Incubation Center. Then lately I joined with ICR Nivedi. So main purpose of taking this project is I love to implement startup ecosystem in tier 1 cities, tier 5 cities, and we can flourish good start on that look and just understand the key elements, what it takes to make a winning proposals, and what are the constituent in our proposals. So we will see the key elements in making a project proposal. So these key elements will be helpful for any idea stage entrepreneurs. That can be a scientist from any national institutions, or somebody who is in working faculty. It will be useful for them. Somebody who wants to enter into agripreneurship, for them it will be useful. Then anybody who has any innovative idea, want to show the impact of that idea in a larger scale, for them a project proposal is required. For any ministry for which it tries to pitch. For example, Department of Animal Husbandry has its own schemes and all. Ministry of Food Processing has its own schemes. Then NABARD has its own schemes. So then fisheries also has its own scheme. So every schemes is associated with a good proposal that you are going to pitch to them, and what is the need of that proposal. So all elements we are not going to discuss. So as I told you, any entrepreneur in any stage of his career or life, he need to prepare a project proposal, be it for a company, be it for a education institution, be it for entrepreneurship, be it for getting a national project and want to implement it in his own area. So he need to write a proposal. That is the basic thing. So when we talk about project proposal, it's a detailed document where you can find the initial things that needed to be taken for a project. It mainly consists of an action plan, what's the outcomes, the deliverables, and how you are going to implement it, and the budget. That are the main components in a project proposal. So in project proposal, one has to be very much clear what is the start date of that project, and when it is going to be ending. What are the main objective and key goals to that project, and
Shrikant ji, audio trouble. Shrikant ji, we can't hear you. Shrikant ji, we can't hear you.
yes, can you hear me?
Yes, now it's fine. You can start with this slide once again, sir.
Okay. Just yes, sir. So the project proposal components, main components includes what's the objective, what's the idea behind that objective, the proposed problem solution, what are the goals that you are going to set for you, what are the major achievements that you are going to receive at the end of the project, and that should be a timeline and a budget. So this is a basic necessary elements inside a project proposal. To broaden it, to enlighten in all the aspects of the project proposal, we will know, understand what situation it requires to make a proper business project proposal. First of all, every proposal or the proposal that you submit to ministry must have a problem. What's problem is the need. What is the need of the hour for the problem? What inspires you to write a problem? And what inspires you to satisfy these are the reasons to solve you to write a business project proposal. So for example, if you identify a problem and that problem is big in the society, it has a technical solution and it can solve, it can give value to the people of that area. So you think of it and you write a project proposal based on it. So you understand the problem. You are influenced by somebody who is into the same sector, and you want to adapt the process or the technology, and you want to apply in your own field, and you think there is a drastic and that problem can be solved. So you are inspired to write a project based to the ministry's requirement. First thing first, most important in project proposal is what is the purpose? Define the purpose, govern that problem. What are the claims that you provide? Ki this problem is big, and this much area of GDP, this much GDP has been contributed under this. This is the loss we are undertaking every year. So you have to define the problem. So, for example, if any proposal somebody wants to, in any innovative proposal, somebody want to apply for DHT, you should understand the full ecosystem of how the livestock scenario is, what problems they are facing, what is the purpose of my solution to them, what it will define the right path, the goals that I support to achieve. So very much necessary is what is the purpose of writing the project. Okay, the purpose to so now it's very much pandemic throughout the country. So you have a solution. You have found a proper innovative solution which can cure lumpy skin. So you write a proposal. Just a second. Am I audible or am I?
Audible, but it is breaking in between. Please check, Srikanth. Please keep a tab in the chat box so that I will be dropping message there also. Srikanth, voice is breaking. If you can disconnect your Wi-Fi and try to connect once again to the Wi-Fi connected. Srikanth, are you there? Srikanth, Sorry for the technical issues. We are reconnecting with them. Please bear with us. System got time. Another 2 minutes. Resource expert will be joining. After this session, Rajiv Fund Sir will be delivering initiatives for strengthening agricultural extension. Then feedback from the participants and online pitch, followed by valedictory function.
Umesh joining in another minute, so I'm just changing my system.
Okay.
2 भेज रहा हूँ, देख लो कौन सा। Am I audible?
Yes, audible. Please share your presentation.
So I'm Going to share the screen. This one, not this one. Not this one. Give me laptop. Laptop here, laptop. ये कर रहा हूँ उसको फिर से कौशिक को कर रहा हूँ दो So just sharing in a moment my PPT. There is a little bit technical issue in our system.
Okay. If you want me to share from my end, you can share me the mail, the presentation through mail, so that I can start sharing from my end. Let me know.
So I'm back. So can you see my slides?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes.
Much better.
So sorry for the interruption. I think I took nearly about 15 minutes for settling myself. So we will go smoothly now. So as I told you in the beginning, there is a purpose and there is a solution for every purpose. So when you define your purpose, key, what are the areas you are targeting for writing a project proposal, it's very much necessary key, what is the unmet need in that? Okay, how big is the problem is? So who are the people who are working behind to solve it? And you have to show them in terms of facts and figures. That is very much necessary if you are going to allow your people who are going to review your proposal, the full scenario of what's the problem and what's the solution you are providing. So as I told you, if you see the pyramid, this is very much necessary. What problem the society is facing, what is the issue behind the problem, how big is the problem is, how your solution can give a change, and who are the people who are going to make that change. Okay, this is very much necessary to define your problem. For example, I've just tried an example, understanding the market scenario. So there are a lot many cases now regarding malnutrition of cattle. So one of them is the calves. So there are a lot many malnutrition is coming due to the issues of grazing. We are not providing proper balanced diet to our calves after they get the birth. So this is my thought process. I thought I will design some kind of herbal protein, which is very much low cost, and it's provide a high diet bar, which is having all nutrition and balanced diet, which should be given to cattle every day. So this is just an idea what I thought I can address the issue. So with this idea, I just wrote a project proposal telling my investors or telling the government agencies how big is the problems, how many calves are getting suffered due to this problem, what is the general scenario to this problem, which area of which reason this problem occurs very much, and what are the solutions which have been till date provided to address this kind of issues. So a small scenario mapping, I will do it, and then I will provide the key how my high diet bar will help the calves to come out of malnutrition. So, and what are the nutrition component in it? How much intake has to be done in per day, and what are the changes once malnourished calves can see in their body or see in their muscles and all. So with this example, I will go forward. So once you introduce any kind of solution to a problem, there are different benefits depends on the ideapreneur or entrepreneur or a scientist or a person who wants to solve some kind of issue, so problem. If an entrepreneur is there, he will look at what's value we are generating to the society, how much profits we are generating in return with that value, how much cost is involved as an expenses, what is the acceptance of new product in the market. Okay, if a scientist will look what efficiency is produced in the current system, what problems it solves in the society. So you have to identify the key benefits that will come out of this solution that you are going to provide. The problem is you have to give a better picture key what are the areas the solution we can see, and how the society will feel a change by using this kind of innovative solution. So this very much necessary when addressing a problem and a solution in a project. So mainly it's very much important to understand what are the goals and benefits behind these problems and solutions. So you have to prioritize what are the benefits or what are the goals you are going to set for yourself at the end of the project. Okay, and that should very much be aligned with what solution you are providing based on the problems. So goal alignment is very much necessary while writing a proper project proposal. You start with the initial summary of how big is the problem is, you cut down to what innovative solutions you are providing and how it will benefit to the society. So and what are the goals you are going to set for yourself to achieve these solutions. So basically, when we talk about goals and benefits are in terms of uh, higher rate of return. In rate of return is in terms of I will say value return, how much value we are generating. So values in terms of how many how many calves have come out from the danger zone, how many areas have been benefited out of it. Okay, how many because how much immunity protection or immunity boosted to the calves in terms of their weight or in terms of their uh, food habits and everything. So we'll make a note of it. Then comes the project deliverables. So the project deliverables is basically your project plans. What are the activities you are going to perform and what are the outcome of each activity. So it will help stakeholders or the clients who are there to understand the full picture of what are the how you are going to take the process in place for the project deliverables. So, for example, like this much amount of energy bar has been provided to the to such and such districts, and we have implemented in the ground level. So, this many cows have taken this, or this many farmers we have connected. So, outcome should be in terms of numbers, how the value generation you can show it. So basically, it defines the outcomes by through your value generation you are providing in terms of GDP or in terms of number of energy bars you have sold or numbers of calves have been given this energy bar or number of farmers you have reached and provided them informed them about this. So this is a small format that I've collected from project management. I'll share the format at the end of the session. So it will be helpful for you to make a compendium out of it. So basically the deliverables starts from how much what is the your prototype is ready or not. If the prototype is ready, then have you validated the product? If the product validation is finished, then you go for production. How much production capacity you have done? The production capacity is done, then you go for reaching to the marketing or reaching to the farmers. Then in terms of how many farmers you have reached, how many districts you have connected, how many trials have been operated under this. So all these kind of deliverables. So due date, the description of each deliverables has to be provided. So every project proposal success depends upon the organization strength and achievement. So so while writing a winning proposal, any agency who takes your project proposals always take care what is the strength of the organization. If the organization is into product development, is the organization is into technology innovations, or the organization is into production, or the organization has a long list of market reach players, its distribution channels, or its management quality. If a research institution is there, they will take care of the what are the research innovations have been carried out, how many people have been trained under that. If somebody is into uh, product product development, they will look at what lab facility you are having, what manufacturing space you are having. So every organization or any startups or any scientist who are seeing my slide, always remember what's your strength and achievements. It adds value to your project proposal. It's gives an idea that the person who is speaking or who is writing the proposal is well versed in this area and he understands the strength and achievements of his own, so that this project fund can be given to this person based on his strength areas. So always remember the problem and the problem solution approach plus what's your strength area is always important to make a winning proposal of business. So what are the finance? Just next slide I will go. So once you operate on this space, always remember you have to undergo what strategy you are going to implement it. Project implementation. Every or any funding agency always ask questions of how the project can be implemented. For that, what strategy you operate from development, from design till marketing. So every process needs a proper strategy. So you have to mention how this whole diagram represents a management tool by name Kanban. This is the Kanban principle of how to operate a management strategy, product development management strategy. So you can see it.
So it's very much necessary कि our project implementation should have a strategy. So once you strategize it, कि how you are going to start from day one and how you are going to achieve your project deliverables, it will be giving a clear picture to the agency कि this candidate who is writing the proposal understands the subject, understand how to operate and how to strategize it and get fulfill the project deliverables. There is another very famous tool for software development, Scrum process. So which is a very effective product development tool, and also project management people also use this to identify any product development process. So it gives you an idea. Anybody can go and Google it. The Scrum process, you can understand it. It is very useful tool of developing a product and understanding what are the aspects need to be taken care, what are the criterias which work in these areas need to be fulfilled. So it's a cycle process, so it's give you continuous improvement, continuous observations on your process what you are implementing in the strategies. So these are the project management tools, so it's already there in the different websites, so you can have a glance on it. The next important component is the project requirements. So when talking about project requirements, it's always important to understand what are the scope of the project, what are the tasks and deliverables need to be obtained, and what milestones required to be set. For example, you required manpower, so it is one of the most important component of a project. So how many manpowers are there? What is the expenses you are it? What are the tasks? For example, you require raw materials. For raw materials, how much quantity of raw materials you required, and uh, for how many years you required. So any machinery you need to purchase on this. So you have to streamline what are the requirements of my projects. So it can be recurring, it can be non-recurring, it can be tangible, it can be intangible. So you have to segregate all the project requirements and what all manpower or what all tangible assets are involved in this project. So this is very much necessary so that it will help the agency to understand the requirement analysis in this whole project. So based on the requirements, just deep drill down for manpower, what's the requirement for a marketing purpose, what's the requirement for product development purpose, what machineries are required for validations, what trials are required. So everything should be tit to bit, and to understand all these requirements, one has to be very much well knowledgeable in the perfect subject area so that he can implement it in his own. So after understanding the requirement, now it's the most important part is to prepare a budget. Okay. So each activities, what all requirements need to be gathered. The each activities is focusing on particular requirement, and each requirement has its own budget. So you have to completely understand the economics of the project so that you can properly understand the financial budget of the whole project cost is. So budgeting is the most important part of any project. So it depends upon how well you understand what are the requirements in the budget to be produced. And then comes a proposal timeline. So as I told you, each task deliverables has to be in a proper timeline. For example, let me show you how the timeline works. So if you are planning for a product development and you have conceptualized it, you start planning it, you take some time, then you do some kind of prior art research to understand how the problems has been done in different competitors or different people who are in the same industries. So you test it with market with customers. Then after testing, you do a proper trials on it. Then you prepare a minimum viable product and you present in the market. You see what are the different opinions coming from your from the customers, and you redesign it. Then you go for validations. After validations, you set time to I will produce it. So you create a facility of development of a small capacity plant. Then after developing a plant, you go for scaling and commercialization. So this is the basic concepts which every startup or everyone who want to write a proposal has to understand. Okay, if anybody is into product side, these are the following steps they have to follow it. Okay, so for each steps there is a requirement analysis, and each requirement is associated with some project deliverables and the budget to it. So if you can understand from uh, uh, process A, that is planning, till the scaling and commercialization, what things need to be involved, and it's very easy for anybody who are in scientific field, so that people can take part in it and understand these are the different aspects where I should focus on. If you once you understand the timeline of a project, the backward you can start working on what are the deliverables I can do for each project and what is my requirement for each phase. This is a standard project timeline of a product development. So there are different timelines and different see, for example, somebody, if you want to go for a dairy processing plant, okay, or something like Ayurvedic infused yogurts, for example. So they will start planning for it. I do a planning, research, proof of concept testing, and if you are writing a proposal to a DHD, like something like agency where total cost of the project is very high. So you have to show the problem. How big is the problem? Is, for example, I have shown an example by malnutrition of calves. So my product was simply a energy bar. Okay, and nutritious energy bar or superfood energy or whatever you say. So this is my process. I'm going to follow it. From this, I will extract what are the deliverables I need to obtain in a span of 12 months. For each deliverables, what are the requirements? And each requirement is associated with the budget. So same way, once you fix the timeline, as I show you in this previous slide, 3 months, 4 months, 4 months, or 7 months, then same. So quarter one. So usually startups, most of the startups follow this project timeline. So for ideas from planning till minimum viable product, and for who are into commercialization stage, from minimal viable product to scaling. So they follow this kind of timeline, and we provide them deliverables, objectives, and milestones to complete on each timeline has to be completed within such span of time, and what are the outcome or the impact out of it. So this is a slide of project timeline. Then comes the most important part, is the project proposal conclusion. So your conclusion is a short summary of how the project started, and what impact is going to bring, how the country is going to change, and how the changes associate with value generation to common man. So you have to link all those keywords, and it's all totally depend upon what problem solution you provide, and link up with the society. Your conclusion should come, the output should come in like that way. So if I summarize it, so the summary comes like this. You should have a proper problems and solution. Okay. The problem should be very much articulated with figures, with facts, and your solutions, what solution you are providing, what innovativeness is their solutions, and how your solution is different from the solution which are provided. So you have to set your goals and benefits. Okay. And each goals and benefits are nothing but the outcomes and the deliverables of this project. So the quarterly you have to put your deliverables, and each deliverables you have to understand how you are going to start the project. So as I told you, each deliverable starts from planning till commercializations. So you have to segregate what activity you are going to take on each deliverables, and what will be the outcome or the success area of each deliverables, and what are the goals and benefit associated with. Then comes the most important part, how you are going to operate the whole project, what strategy you are going to include, and what intellectual capability or business capability methods we are going to use to implement the whole project. What are the requirements? And for your projects, based on the requirements, you prepare budget. Once your budget is ready, then you understand the whole startup timelines from day one to till nth day of the completion of the project, and what are the deliverables, what are the outcomes out of it, and the most important, the concluding part. Okay, so this is a standardization of a project proposal when you apply to any funding agency, let be NABARD, let be Department of Animal Husbandry. So we keep a track of all those project proposals which get selected in different funding agencies. So each funding agencies has their own format of project proposals. There is a Big Bayrak, they have their own different format. Raftar has their own different format. There are different format for NABARD. So, but basic elements to for a successful business proposal are all these stuffs. The questions and all move around this 1 to 8 points. So the budget is most important. What requirements, they are the most important. The deliverables, the goals and benefits of your firm. Okay, because a project proposal is totally based on the capability of the host institution or the entrepreneur, what area of strength he is having, and how much experience he is having, what kind of activity he has carried out in the same project what he has proposed. So all these factors plays a very important role, and and how well established your deliverables are established on each criteria that you have given. So this is the basic and the most important constituent of any project proposal you apply. Okay, if a person who is very much has a clarity on the type of problem or the solution he is going to provide, he is a well versed in that field. Mostly we have seen, and he understand the requirements and the budgets. Uh, uh, for example, there is a fund by uh, Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Fund. They provide up to 1 to 2 crores of funding. Okay, so many institutions, research institutions, government institutions apply for that. And for example, somebody wants to work on lumpy skin virus, so he goes in this process only. The need analysis, the problem solution approach, how big is the problem is. Always remember your problem has to be very big, and the so that what institute or what funding institutes looks at that angle ki, how much employment generation can be done, what is the how big is the business model is, how much wealth creation can be created. So the purpose of going for a big problem, if a problem is rooted to only one institution or one village, then it's you can't scale. So every proposal, whoever funds, they see the scalability of the problem or the scalability of the approach. Can you grow from one city to multi cities? Can you address uh, uh, the rising issues in each states? So most probably the timeline has to be very much set. So when we guide any startups in this area, trust me, we tell them ki be very focused. What is the problem that you are addressing, and what solution you are going to provide, and there should be an innovative factor, and what values you are adding to it, and most importantly, ki what is your institution you are working at, and what is the core competency of the institutions. Is this competency can guide or guide the problem you are addressing. So always we see the team strength and the institution strength and what problem he's addressing it. Then comes if he is a well knowledgeable in that area, then definitely he must have set deliverables for it, and each deliverables is based on what requirement he has, and and they are all very much timeline intact. So they know कि within 3 months we are going to develop the product. Within 4 months we are going to test it with any government agencies. Within 4 months we are going to validate with any agencies, and we are going to come out with the 8th month in the market. So these are the timeline ones need to set. So if you are a scientist, or if you are working on any funding for any problem, do you think it has a bigger impact? So you write proposal to DBT, DST, that is BIRAC, there is DSIR. So these are the basic components. What problem is there? What solution is you are approaching? Is the solution is innovative? If it is innovative, what value it adds? What are your strength, host institution strength? What are your requirements to undergo this project? And that requirements has some outcomes, and that outcomes will be measured through deliverables, and that deliverables will be taken care by a timeline. So what budget you are looking at? So this is how Ideapreneur work with any funding agencies for proposing any kind of uh, project. So my ideal solution is always focus on your strength, what problem you are addressing, the solutions, why you require money, and that money is associated with how much deliverables and each you have proposed. So take care that the person who knows key the problem and solutions, uh, he can uh, he can trust me, he can get funding from any agencies he want. So most of the time what happens, the issue we are facing is the the startups who are proposing ideas based on problems and solution doesn't know why they require money. Okay. Why I require money? That is a exercise every entrepreneur or every scientific staff who are into product development and all, and requires money from the any funding agency to understand why I require money. I require money for doing X, Y, Z, and I require money to bring this outcome, to bring that goals and outcomes. What are the process? What are the process I need to streamline it? What are the deliverables I need to produce? Once your deliverables are ready within month-wise, then what's your strategy to operate it? So there is a big clarity on this. So uh, agencies doesn't want any kind of rocket science word. They want simple, as simple as a layman. What problem you are having, what solution you are approaching, how are you going to solve the problem, and what are your requirements, what are your timelines, what are your deliverables, what are your outcomes, budget, and everything. Okay. So with these 8 points, the whole proposal shifts in all the funding agencies. So there might be some 10 to 20 questions, but the basic questions would lies answer will be lying on these 8 points. So once who understand these 8 points, they can write any kind of proposal. Okay. So the clarity in writing any agribusiness proposal is still lacking in most of the people. So we do keep a lot of session on grant, how to write a winning proposal. And once you start writing, then only you can able to have a habit of uh, uh, understanding the words that need to be used in a proposal. So till now, I think we have received nearly about in our portal nearly about 2,000 proposals. Out of this, only 10% of proposals are legitimate in understanding what they require. Otherwise, the rest 90% of the proposals, it's very difficult to understand what exactly the problem is, what is their requirement is, what solution they are proposing. So I think in collaboration with any institute, we can do some kind of workshop to guide startups or research scholars in writing a winning proposal. So with this, I think I end my session. So any questions? I'm ready to answer. Thank you. So
Thank you, Shrikantji. It's a wonderful presentation in a brief time. There are few requests from the audience. If you could be able to share some templates for the project proposal, it will be helpful for them. I told them
okay.
you can see. And meanwhile, can you please mention few of the funding concept pages and funding agencies, if possible?
So some draft proposals and business proposal I will share uh, with sir. Okay, I'll share with you. You can share to the participants or you can mail them
Okay.
regarding agencies. If at present, uh, if you are want to start something, a new idea or a new product, so and that is somewhat research based. So I suggest go for BIRAC funding. Okay, BIRAC big grant. It opens twice in a year, twice or thrice in a year. Just visit BIRAC website, BIRAC. So you can enroll in that. Okay, and you can see just log in and see what template they are having for proposing a project. Okay, so they have the same 8 questions will also come under that BIRAC scheme also. So it's just need to answer each and every points. They have, I think, set of 15 to 20 questions. So just have a glance on that. Second, I will suggest if you are looking at a money between 25 to 35, then this Raftar funding will be good for you. So, see, there are different cases why you go for funding. One is loan, other is equity, third is grant. So BIRAC and this Raftar fund comes under grant. So if you, they are very much stipulated guidelines of how to fund innovative project. So we don't give funds for raw materials and all. For example, for getting loan for raw material or working capital, so you can go for any bank and get loan and start something. We give money for validation, for trials, for initial product development, for some pilot plants or machineries, for scaling, for commercialization, marketing, exports, or IP generation we provide. Okay, same for BIRAC also. Okay, BIRAC provide up to 50 lakhs. So if any project which is innovative in the area of animal husbandry and you feel ki these are the areas my project can be taken forward in BIRAC, then just try for BIRAC. Or if you want to just have a just cross check ki my idea is innovative or not, KST and Navik are always there. Okay, so we will guide you in that. And other than this, if you are going for subsidy based, okay, subsidy based scheme, as sir told in the morning session, there is scheme for fisheries, there is scheme for subsidy based schemes, there is PMEGY scheme is there for animal husbandry is also there. Then there is NABARD infrastructure fund is there, agriculture infrastructure fund. They have their own schemes. So subsidy based schemes is such a way that you have to first invest, and after that it will be subsidized for you. Your initial investment is required. Okay, in a grant component you don't have to pay. Okay, it's something government wants to initiate you in your business, so you don't have to repay back. Okay, in a loan what happens ki they take 1% percentage or 2% percentage, depends upon the project cost, and you have to pay that much percentage yearly or 3 or 4 to 5 years. It's all depend. Okay, but you have to be very much particular ki what are the areas you need to be funded. For example, there is Elevate funding by Karnataka ITBT, Startup Karnataka. They give up to from idea to commercialization 50 lakhs. Okay, you can try that. So it's and they have also stipulated which area need to be funded. For example, when you are working on a project proposal, the founder of the project need to be, they won't pay you for the salaries and all. So always remember ki the salaries has to be, the founder's salary has to be bear by them. Okay. So there are stipulated guidelines for loans, there is stipulated guidelines for subsidies, there is stipulated guidelines for grants, there is guidelines for cash prizes. For example, Ministry of Animal Husbandry organizes hackathon challenges every year. Okay. So they will pitch for 10 problems. So they will select startups whose goals are very much nearer to what problems they have provided. So in that, government provides cash awards, nearly about 10 lakhs for each startup. So that is also different component. Cash prize is different component. Grant component is different. Loan component is different. So when the project gets scaled, you start raising equity. Okay. So you want investments. So in that, private equity or angel investors or takes a major role in that. So for angel investors and all, up to from 10 lakhs to nearly about 1 crore they provide. Okay. So they will put money on your company. They will take some 5 to 10% stake. So these are the different varieties. So how much, any other question is there?
No, sir. No, sir.
Shrikant ji, you do one thing.
Yes, sir.
Please send me an article.
Sir, your voice is little bit low.
No. See, you have to give a 3-page article on how to write a research, proposal for funding. We will be bringing out a compendium of all the talks, which will be useful to all the participants. Okay.
Fine, sir. Fine. I will share one basic template, okay, related to animal husbandry, okay, and what are the processes it takes, what are the goals need to be done, what are the deliverables need to be done, how to manage that whole project. Everything I will share in that compendium, sir.
Participants, see, 28th and 29th of this month, we'll be organizing a training workshop, offline workshop in association with Nivedi. If you can attend that, you will get a lot of information regarding advanced technologies that are being used in the field of agriculture. And also you will be able to discuss with Nivedi experts. You will also be here. Srikanji will be there. Then CEO of Nivedi, Navik, Dr. Satish sir will be there, and many will be there, so that you can have one-to-one discussion also. I urge all of you to join the training program. We'll be sharing the link to all of you. Sorry, sorry. We'll be sharing the applications. You fill up and join. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Shrikant ji, it was a very useful talk from you. You, what should a person, what should he do to get a good research funding or grant for his startup? Everything you covered in your talk. We are on behalf of KSTA and all the participants, and immensely thankful to you for your time.
Thanks.
We look forward to your association in future also.
Sure.
Unlike now, we will not be organizing webinars. We will be organizing only offline
Yes, sir.
programs in future. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Srikanji.
Thank you, sir.
One minute. Sneha Kiran madam, hello. If you have any query regarding project proposal,
Right.
Srikanth sir can get clarification from him.
Sure, sir. I had requested his contact details as well, but I didn't get any response. If you can help me out with his contact details, I would like to get in touch with him.
With whom?
Srikanth, sir.
Srikanth is here online. You can ask
Okay.
him.
No. Can I just talk to him right away, or should I take it offline
Yeah,
discussion?
you can please, you can talk to him directly now.
All right, sir, I'll take a quick 2 minutes of your time. I'm going to explain it to you about the concept idea that I have it initially, which I already discussed with Ramesh yesterday. So we are planning for a platform wherein it will help farmers and also the urban consumers. What we are planning to do was set up the units at the district level. We want to procure every farmer producers that has been produced by farmers and sell it to the urban people here. By doing this, we are gonna provide employment to the farmers, and we are going to help the agricultural farmers in terms of the technology training, and also we want to act also as a grievance cell for farmers. In yesterday's session, I was hearing from one of the sirs that majority of the farmers don't even know what the government facilities that has been given. We would like to educate farmers and support them in terms of making use of all of this. So these are all the added benefits, but prime focus is on take the producers, whatever farmers are producing, and sell it to the urban users, and also concentrate on the export part and enable all the farmers with whatever the new technology. And also yesterday I had attended a session wherein there are so many other agriculture, non-agriculture related, like the processed food, right? So we know there are processed food. There is a technology given by government. Farmers are also putting their pressure, but due to lack of awareness, wherein end users are not being able to use of all those processed food, and we would like to bring awareness, also do the marketing. So in one word, I would like to say we want to act as a platform which helps farmers in selling out anything and everything that they produce, and also for the urban people, help them with all the fresh producers produced by the farmers. So we are at the concept stage, and we are developing a product, or I mean the platform. So I'll be requiring your help in terms of taking the grants and setting up these units at the district level to start with in Karnataka, sir. I need your guidance. How do we go about?
Uh, actually, we have to work on the concept. Actually, already many players are doing it. Okay.
Right.
I think every every third startups want to connect farmer produce with urban consumer.
Correct.
So if you open Facebook of any platform, there will be 10 or 20 players who are there currently in Bangalore, who are operating for organic, for exotic plants, or greenies, or only fruits. So many are there, or into mushrooms. They operate nearby FPOs. Some are there who take the help of FPOs for having organic produce, and they sell in the gated communities. Okay, so uh, it need to be much more streamlined, because the margin, because fruit and vegetable in such a sector, there any player who enters, the margin is very low.
Mm-hmm.
So there will be a vendor who, if you are selling at a profit of 50 paisa at the consumer level, there will be people who will be doing at 10 paisa. Okay. So what is your defense on that case? How you are going to retain your customer? Because wherever fruits and vegetable sector there is low price, people will definitely will opt for that player. So this happens heavily in this sector. Okay. So I will suggest ki we can you can personally visit Navic, because there are many things to work on that supply chain, because wastage and loss always happen in the supply chain. So how you can minimize it. And secondly, if you are going to operate for a platform, okay, so are you going to for a B2B2C model or B2C model? Okay, because every time the produce is the same. When you are telling that you are want to support a community. So what areas now people are working on is the traceability or the blockchain. What that means is that people want to trace ki whatever I am eating, I should have a trust on it. Ki from which farmer, which is it pesticides has been checked or not, quality has been checked or not, from which farmer, which place, which district. So we are going to have a session on this, on blockchain and all, how it will be applied in agriculture supply chain. So many startups are working on this traceability part. So if startups have identified कि certain area near to Bangalore works properly on jaggery, okay, so they are going to give organic trust jaggery to consumer, so the consumer can track it कि, from which village, which farm the jaggery has been taken out, and what are the composition of it, has it been quality checked, which area. So startups are working on jaggery value chain. So similarly, when you are working on produce, matlab supplying farm produce, so you have to, if you can accompany any traceability, the produce that has been that I have received from farmer is free from pesticide, and uh, and it is fresh, so it can be sent to the directly to the consumer. Okay, so this is the area where startups are working. Otherwise, already many players are throughout the country who are working on fruit and vegetables, working with farmers, trying to eliminate middlemen and trying to sell to the gated communities or to the urban. So Bangalore is also a big market. So just think what else can be done. So if you can do a competitor analysis of 10 competitors, what they are doing, so we can better we can work out it. It can be possible, okay?
Sir,
Just 10 competitors, what they are doing.
Okay,
yes,
thank
the
you.
competitor analysis I have already done. I didn't wanted to talk much here because too many people are there and I didn't wanted to take them much time. I would like to meet with you in person and give you an entire presentation of start to finish, how it looks, and help me in modifying wherever it is required.
So you attend 20, 28, 29 session. So we will be
Sure.
having a mentoring session over there.
Uh-huh.
So,
Uh-huh.
so we can sit together and we can find.
Okay.
Fantastic,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Yeah, madam. You please come on 28th. We'll be having
Sure.
offline workshop. Thank you
Sure.
very much once again. Now we have with us Dr. Shahji Sambaji Khan. He is the Deputy Director and in charge head of the Center for Extension in Agricultural Allied Sectors from Manage. Before starting his talk on initiatives for strengthening agricultural extension, let me give a brief introduction about his academic and professional expertise. Shahji Sambaji Khan has joined Manage on 29th January 2016. His area of specialization is animal husbandry, veterinary extension, presently shouldering the responsibility of strengthening allied sector extension management with focus on animal husbandry through organizing need-based training programs and workshops for senior, middle, and field level extension professionals. Here, conducting action research, pilot testing, and evaluation studies on allied sector extension management. He has done PhD in veterinary extension education from the prestigious Indian Veterinary Research Institute, Izzat Nagar. He also has, earlier to this, he has completed his BVSc, then MUSc from MUSc from IBRI, BVSc from Maharashtra Animal and Fisheries Science University. He has also done a postgraduate diploma in multimedia and computer programming and a certificate course in information technology. He has completed successfully completed national eligibility test as well. 3 national eligibility tests: ASRB, agricultural extension, veterinary, then adult education. Previous professional experience include he was the associate professor and senior scientist at the Department of Veterinary and Animal Husbandry Extension at Netaji Deshmukh Veterinary Sciences University. He also has taught UG and PG students for BVSc and MUSc. He has guided postgraduate students, and he has 2 patents to his credit and 1 commercialization technology. He has received fellowships and awards from many agencies. Some of them include Junior Research Fellowship for MUSc, Senior Research Fellowship for PhD, Dr. C.M. Singh Award for Best PhD Research, and Best Research Paper Award for MUSc Research, and Best Research Paper Award for PhD research, and the list goes on. He has vast experience in the field of extension. He has published many papers and published papers in reputed journals, both national and international. With this brief background, I request Dr. Handaji to deliver his talk on initiatives for strengthening agricultural extension. Sir, over to you.
Thank you, sir. Good afternoon, Ramesh sir. My voice is audible. Hello.
Audible, sir.
Yeah. Okay. Once again, welcome to all the participants and the resource person, training coordinators. Just a small correction. In fact, in view of this particular training theme, we are dealing with the agripreneurship, some kind of startups and some kind of entrepreneurship. So I hope that it is a direction from our Director General Manage that sir is purposefully asked to brief about the two major Government of India scheme which are promoting this agripreneurship in agriculture and allied sector. One scheme that is AgriClinks and Agribusiness Center, ACABC. I'm a principal coordinator for this scheme and looking all over India implementation of the scheme. Almost in 2002, 20 years back, this scheme started, and thereafter this scheme is being continued. So it will be definitely fruitful, beneficial to our participants to have a look on this particular scheme and how they can take benefit out of the scheme. The another very recently we can say and very much popular, that is Agricultural Infrastructure Fund. That is one of the scheme initiated under the Atmanirbhar Bharat. I would like to brief about the scheme, how you can take the benefit out of the scheme, and what kind of projects proposals are eligible under the scheme. So I think that will be more beneficial to our these participants rather than just talking about the how we can strengthen the extension system. So it's a small change from our side. I hope the participants definitely it will be useful to them. Sir, shall I share my presentation with participants?
Yes, sir, please.
Yeah.
Please share.
I hope it's visible.
It is visible. It is visible.
Yeah. So thank you very much. And any doubt regarding this particular two scheme while I'm presenting about the scheme, you can write your doubts in the chat box. At the end of the session, we will look on that chat box and address the queries. Else, you can at the end of session you can also interact with me and seek more information or any clarification about this. So I am Dr. Shahaji Funder, Center Head here for Agri-Allied Extension Center, and as already told, the Principal Coordinator for AgriClinks and Agribusiness Center scheme. The scheme AgriClinks and Agribusiness Center that is started with a motive that is better farming for every farmer. And this is the first scheme we can say who talks about the entrepreneurship development in agriculture and allied sector. If we closely look into this title, AgriClinics and Agribusiness Center, then two major concepts you will find here. That is, one is Agribusiness Center and another is AgriClinics. So what is Agribusiness Center? Here we are talking about the entrepreneurship development, income generation, creating market linkages with the our consumer, customer, buyer, whatever you say. Then post-harvest management we will talk about, repair and custom hiring services, sale of input and farm equipments, particularly farm machineries. In agribusiness center, we are dealing particularly these activities. Now, moreover, we can say it is a commercial agri-venture established by the trained agriculture professional. While agri-clinics, here we talk about the advisory kind of things regarding the soil health, cropping practices, crop insurance, clinical services for animal, feed and fodder management, prices of various crop in the market. So some of we can say the information related that part is covered in the agri-clinics and this agri-clinics particularly. It's a service-oriented, we can say, entity. Then, if we see the implementation of the scheme, of course, regarding the policy and funding, the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare Government of India, they are the authority. The training and handholding part that is done by the manage with the help of our 136 nodal training institute across the country. Okay, then nationalized bank, cooperative banks, and nowadays even private banks are also eligible to provide the loan under this particular scheme. NABARD is giving subsidy, and this scheme is integrated with Atma, that is Agricultural Technology Management Agency, at district level for integration of agripreneur into the extension services or extension component of that particular locality. Now, what is the provision? That is interesting. It's a 45 days free residential training on agri-entrepreneurship, 1 year post-training handholding support that will be provided through Manage and Nodal Training Institute. There is a provision of startup loan up to 20 lakh rupees per, we can say, trained candidate. And also there is a composite loan for 5 agripreneurs who can avail up to 1 crore loan under this particular scheme. Then there is a provision of subsidy, composite subsidy. That subsidy particularly on your fixed asset as well as the operating cost that ranges from 36 to 44% based on the social category. And perhaps this is the highest subsidy that any scheme is offering to the, we can say, these agriculture and allied sector graduates. There is a provision of training and handholding through this, not 125, but very recently we have added some more nodal training institute, and now we have 136 nodal training institute. There is a provision of a refresher training program for this established agripreneur. The very purpose of this RTP is to, we can say, upscale their business activity, that means existing business activity, or they can diversify their business activity by attending such kind of refresher training program. After this RTP, we are providing the RTP certificates to the candidate, which is again required to the bank for giving loans to such candidate. Then there is a one, we can say, target or aim of this particular scheme, that one branch, one agri-clinic approach. In fact, the every bank, whether it is a nationalized bank, cooperative bank, the ministry and NABARD has advised that every bank branch will give loan to the at least one agri-clinic in a year. So this is one approach that ministry has and NABARD has actually initiated. Then if we see the progress, more than 82,000 candidates so far trained under this scheme, more than 36,000 trained candidate, they have established their own venture in 32 categories. Then if we see the women scenario, close to 7,000 women agripreneurs that have been trained under the scheme, and more than 2,100 they have established their own ventures. If we look on the northeastern state, more than 1,600 candidates has been trained. Out of that, close to 500 candidates they have established their own venture in the northeastern hilly areas. Likewise, Jammu and Kashmir, more than 1,500 candidates has been trained, and close to 200 candidates they have established their own venture. This is the distribution, we can say, the state-wise distribution of candidate trained. Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, Karnataka. They are the top, we can say, 5 states who have trained the candidate under the scheme. Then this is the list for distribution, what we can say, established one. Again, Maharashtra, Uttar Pradesh, Tamil Nadu, Madhya Pradesh, and Karnataka are the top, we can say, 5-6 states who are, that means, taken the benefit of this particular scheme. These are the 32 activities where the candidate have established their own ventures. In fact, these all are not exclusive activity, but there are general guidelines. Any activity can be taken as a business entity in the form of agri-clinics or agri-business center, which benefiting to the farmers. So apart from this 32, any activity can be taken and that will be considered under the scheme for benefiting loan and subsidy. This is about the venture established among the 32 categories. The most venture established in agri-clinic and agribusiness center, that means the combined venture, followed by, we can say, agri-clinics. but in allied sector, it's very much popular. The allied sector have the highest number of, we can say, these agripreneur, they have established ventures. More than 12,000 ventures have been established in the dairy, poultry, piggery, and goatery. Then if we look the impact of this particular scheme, the scheme was started with the objective that the agriculture and allied sector undergraduate unemployed youth, they can go through this scheme, they can attend this 45 days free residential training, then thereafter they can avail the loan from the bank, subsidy from the NABARD, and they will start their own ventures. And not only they will get the employment for themselves, but they will create employment to the others. That was the one of the major objective. Second objective was through their agri ventures or through their agri clinics or agri business centers, they will serve farmers in the form of expert advice, information dissemination, and also they will provide the input services. More precisely, we can say they will provide timely input services to the farmers, and that is a kind of support to the public extension system. That was the second objective, and the third objective was the overall development of agricultural sector. So this is the third party evaluation that has been conducted in 2016. That means in 2002 scheme was started and 2016 this third party evaluation was conducted. And here you can see now the impact of this particular scheme. One particular agri clinics or agri business center, they are providing services to the 30 villages in and around of that particular venture. They are covering on an average 570 farmers. They may be giving some advisory services to the farmers, some expert advice, some input services they are giving to the farmers, and likewise 570 farmers, such agri clinics or such agri business centers they are covering. And likewise, we can say more than 2 crore farmers so far has been covered by this scheme. Among that, 72 of the farmers, they indicated that because of the timely input services, because of the scientific advisory, 72% of the farmers, they shows that they actually revealed that their productivity is increased because of this timeliness. And there is an impact on yield tuned to 17%, and likewise the close to 29% income is increased due to this agri clinics and agribusiness center. If we see the employment creation, on an average, one agripreneur is providing employment to the 6%. Apart from him, 6% he is giving employment, and likewise, we can say that more than 2 lakh employment has been created through this scheme. If we see the investment, on an average, one agri clinics or one agri business center, they are investing 4 lakh rupees per agri clinics or per agri business center. And here you can see more than 1.41 lakh crore has been invested under this scheme. Likewise, here you will find the success stories, the farm mechanization. This is also the story from Karnataka, Sri S.V. Raju. He has started his venture in farm mechanization as on today, serving more than 30,000 farmers and provided job to the 400% with a turnover of 80 crore rupees every year. Then he is from Maharashtra, Mr. Prakash Avtade. He is also having this agriculture input and soil testing services, giving services to more than, we can say, close to 62,000 farmers, provided job to 200% with a turnover of 12 crore per annum. Likewise, this is one from Nilesh Vasekar. He is in agri-media services, particularly he is creating the films on various, we can say, good practices on agriculture, and then how to use, we can say, pesticides, fertilizer, and these films are being distributed in their outlets. And likewise, more than 5 lakh farmers he is serving, providing job to the 70% and having a turnover 8 crore rupees every year. He is from Uttarakhand. His venture, Tarai Seed Farm, serving 600 farmers and giving job for 30 persons with a 6 crore annual turnover. Mr. Haren Singh, Udham Singh Nagar, Uttarakhand. Then this Samir Ranjan Badloi, Johor at Assam. He is promoting organic agriculture and natural farming among the northeastern farmers serving 12,000 farmers, given job to the 18% with an annual turnover of 3 crores uh, every year. And likewise here, this Tukaram Gore serving 80,000 farmer provided job for 20% with a annual turnover of 2.5 crores. Likewise, there are so many examples you will find that the AC and ABC agripreneur they are serving to the farmers. This is one initiative from Jharkhand, Ranchi, Sri Vijay Bharatji. He having this mobile agriculture school, a normal bus he has converted into a mobile agriculture school, and that bus is taking to farmers, and there he is in fact giving the information about the good agricultural practices. Likewise, 1.66 lakh farmer he has served, given job to 20 persons having turnover of 1.3 crore annually. This is one from West Bengal. Then from Tamil Nadu, he having this nursery. Then from Andhra Pradesh, Anantapur, he is promoting tissue culture in banana cultivation. The green agrotech serving 1,000 farmers created employment to 55 persons with annual turnover 1.47 crore. She is a veterinarian from Jammu and Kashmir, serving 10,000 farmers, giving job to the 10 persons having a turnover of 60 lakh rupees annually. Here you will find, these are only some few examples we have cited here, but these are the 3 books available on our website, Manage ACABC website, where you will find that this 100 startups by Agripreneur, 200 enterprising agripreneurs in rural India, and likewise very recently we come up with this success stories of 300 agripreneurs. So what kind of businesses can be done, how they are using different approaches, what is their present turnover, what is their present actually these agri ventures. Every information we have provided with their contact numbers, mobile numbers, so anyone they can contact them and they can get the idea about this CABC scheme. We are also available digitally. We have a dedicated website, the SIS AgriClinks and Agribusiness Center, where you will find the every details of the scheme along with the contact details of our managed team, and also our this we can say upcoming program progress, the particularly the contact details of the nodal officers who are spread across the country and who actually conducting the 45 days residential training program under the scheme. We are also available in social media, in Facebook, YouTube, then Twitter, WhatsApp group. Yeah, this is one, in fact, the things that we have tried to solve to some extent. But if we see the general scenario, more than 82,000 candidate that has been trained, more than 36,000 candidate that has been trained under this scheme. But if we see the loan to this particular trained candidate, that is very meager. And because of that, nowadays, we have started the signing of MOU with the leading bank of the particular states, NABARD. And with the help of this tripartite agreement, now we are able to overcome these particular limitations. And we have a very tangible results out of this initiative. Moreover, Government of India, the Finance Ministry, they too have started one very important initiative in the form of Jan Samarth portal, where the trained candidate can apply online for their loan and they can monitor the status of their applications, where every stakeholder in that particular chain is bound to respond in a timely manner, and for that also we are getting very good results. So this is about the AC and ABC scheme. If any questions regarding this scheme, definitely we'll go ahead. Otherwise, again, I will brief about the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. I thought there are some questions in the chat box. Just a minute.
There are no questions as of now in the chat box. We have requested them.
Yeah.
Request participants, if there are any doubts, they can raise their virtual hand so that I can unmute and you can speak to directly to sir.
Yeah, actually, one questions are there actually from Prarsuna.
Yes, sir. Yes.
She asked that there is one issue in AgriClinks, this ACABC scheme, that they are asking agriculture background. Of course, yes. In fact, when we're talking about the venture in agriculture and allied sector, mostly the technical knowledge is one of the very important thing that has to be have with this candidate. And that's why we are insisting the agricultural allied sector graduate, postgraduate, diploma holders. But apart from there are some disciplines that the scheme is allowed. Irrespective of that means we can say this particular diploma or degree, if the 60% of the syllabus of that particular course comes under the agriculture and allied sector, then also that candidate is eligible. And even in some of the state, we have given the, we can say that qualification specific approval, qualification specific eligibility, that document is available on our ACABC websites. You can go through that. And if at all, if you feel that the kind of degree you are having, and that covers more than 60% of syllabus from agriculture and allied sector background, you can write us separately. We can recommend to the ministry to get it eligible.
Thank you, sir. The 45 days training will be notified, sir, when the training will be held in future days.
In fact, sir, these are the continuous process, and we have the data. I would like to show that ACABC website, so I think there will be more clarity.
So the exam was coordinated at night.
Sir, is it visible?
Yes, sir.
It is visible, sir.
Yeah, this is AgriClinks and Agribusiness Center's website. Here we have a dedicated toll-free helpline and also the one mobile number. Any query regarding ACABC scheme, they can call this helpline. Even we have a state-wise consultant here. Of course, this is a very defined, we can say, three-tier system of addressing the issues. We have a state-wise consultant. Here you will find their contact numbers, addresses in detail. You can contact them. Suppose for Karnataka, here, this Mr. Vinay Patidar, he is looking the state of Gujarat, Rajasthan, and Karnataka. You can call him. Use a mobile number, email ID, and of course our dedicated helpline is also there. Then we have a state faculty here, Dr. K. Sai Maheshwari, the second tier system of addressing your queries. At Apex, I will be there. So any issue regarding this, definitely you can get a clarification. This is about the scheme ACABC. What is the scheme? This is what actually I have briefed now. Here we have established one dedicated center, that is Center for Agri-Entrepreneurship Development, for the implementation of the scheme. Then whatever the recent circular we are getting from the Government of India, that is from the ministry, from NABARD, and from our side, that circular we are uploading here. Suppose regarding the scheme, if anybody wants to know, then here the total document you will find the scheme actually guidelines. What is this? How that means qualification, eligibility criteria, the loan provision and everything. Then we have here state-wise progress. This is the progress updated by on 9th December. This is what the progress that is state-wise. Then in the similar way, we have this online data for activity-wise progress. This one. Then, I was talking about this particular, these books. So here that 100 startup by Agripreneur, 200 enterprise in Agripreneur in rural India. Likewise, this success stories of 300 Agripreneur, all is available in the public domain. You can use, and this is how you can take the benefit of this particular publication. In one page, we have briefed the story of we can say that success story of that particular agripreneur. giving the details of his contact, his venture. Yeah, suppose this one, this Amartya Narayan Patil, what is his initiative, his phone number, mail ID, how much farmers he is covering, employment, annual turnover, like that. Then agri-venture, agripreneur. So likewise, you will find that a very useful publication that has been in public domain. Then we have this monthly e-bulletin. So this monthly e-bulletin, generally we are covering whatever the recent activities that has been happening in the ministry, any new scheme. Then suppose now this Prime Minister Fasal Bima Yojana, the last month the government of India has focused so much on this particular scheme. So what is this scheme? How it will be benefited to our part, these agri-ventures, agripreneurs. We are giving the information on that, and also some of the recently successful agripreneurs who have established the venture after the training and getting the loans and subsidy from the scheme. And one more important information we are giving, managed ACABC Agripreneur webinar series. In every second Saturday, we are organizing the online webinar from the successful agripreneurs, and that is really motivating to the this trained candidate or agriculture and allied sector graduates to think about such kind of scheme. Then yeah, of course, just to recognize the Nodal Training Institute, which is actually performing better. Every month we are recognizing them as a best Nodal Training Institute, or we can say NTA of the month. And likewise, our consultant, who has actually worked hard, for him also we are announcing the consultant of the month. So this is one important publication that you can make use of this. Just a minute, right? Yeah. Then yeah, here these are all our contacts only, but here you will find that this is the Nodal Training Institute from Karnataka state. As on today, there are 5 Nodal Training Institute. We have given the name of the nodal officer who is dealing with this particular scheme, their mobile number, contact number, email ID, and addresses. So just to answer to your query, sir, directly you can ask this particular nodal officers, or you can ask our consultant, state specific consultant, or on helpline that which NTI is starting program during what period. So this kind of information can be easily available with of these 3 mechanisms. Then apart from that, these are the bank specific site, in fact, where just a minute, there is some issue with this. Yeah, in fact, this is the State Bank of India, where they have listed this ACABC scheme on their website. And if any issue regarding to, we can say, this particular loan and subsidy component, they can directly bring to this issue into that bank officers in that notice. One more important information I would like to show you here. Here we have uh, a one site that gives you a bankable projects, or you can prepare that bankable project with the help of that site. This is one of our nodal training institute in the Rajasthan. Here, these are the activity where you can prepare a this bankable project, or what we call as a DPR, or you can customize it based on your this one. That means the ventures. Suppose on agro service center, if you want, then just add the details. Likewise, dairy farming, buffalo, agro tourism. So here you will find that the detailed input you have to give, and it will create a we can say ready-made this bankable project. Yeah. Sir, any doubt, any questions in this?
Thank you, sir. You have given that insightful news on that website. I have shared the agriclinics.net website in the chat box. Attendees can go to that link and check the details. Thank you very much, sir. Sir, over to you, sir. Ramesh, sir.
Dr. Phanda sir, it was a very informative and insightful talk on agri-clinics and agri-business centers. And you showed the success stories as well. Some of the participants are willing to start their own startups. Your talk will be of high use for them in starting their own business. And I'm from KSTA, we are very grateful to you for providing us the opportunity to host this training, 3-day training.
Yeah, sir, actually one more scheme I would like to brief about.
Yes, sir, please.
In 10 minutes, I will brief about the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund scheme.
Yeah, please tell, sir, please.
Yeah. So let me share the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund scheme. Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So all we know that after this COVID pandemic, the Prime Minister of our country, they started one mission, and that is Atmanirbhar Bharat. And one of the major component of Atmanirbhar Bharat, that was on the focus on infrastructure fund, whether it is agriculture or allied sector or marketing or any, we can say, the general infrastructure development. So one of the component of that Atmanirbhar Bharat is Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. This particular scheme started as a package of Atmanirbhar Bharat, and why in fact it was necessary to start such kind of ambitious program, because if we see in general in agriculture we have a very chronic problems of this absence of post harvest infrastructure. Because of that we are losing more than 50% of the post harvest losses in the agriculture and allied sector. Then there is a huge dependency on intermediaries. So because of this intermediary in between to the consumer and the producer, we can, that means the farmer or the producer is losing 30 to 50% of his income, or we can say that particular profit. And this is how this infrastructure fund will help to overcome this particular limitation. Then another problem, there is a lack of credit, particularly institutional funding to the agriculture sector, and this agriculture infrastructure fund definitely take care of that. Then there is a potential to increase funding for startup and MSME. More than 600 plus high potential agri-tech startups are started even, but still there is a vast scope to start such kind of startup in agriculture and allied sector as a, we can say, a medium and small industry in the form of medium and small industry. Coming to the exactly, it was started in 15th May 2020 with a 1 lakh crore capital as a part of Atmanirbhar Bharat package by the Union Finance Ministry. There is approval from the this cabinet committee on 8th July 2020, and this was formally inaugurated in August 2020 by the Union Minister of Agriculture and Prime Minister. Then this is what actually the 8 key features of Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. Size, already I told that 1 lakh crore to be released on this FS basis, up to 25 project per individual beneficiary in different locations. Then the farmers, FPOs, these primary agriculture cooperative societies, entrepreneur, startups, self-help group, these agriculture product marketing committees, federations, they are the major beneficiaries under this particular scheme. There is an interest subvention up to 3% per annum, up to the loan of 2 crore rupees. And even from the NABARD, there is an extra provision of 1% post subvention to the primary agricultural cooperative societies. There is a credit guarantee under this credit guarantee for small, medium and small enterprises scheme up to 2 crore rupees. Duration 7 year, including the moratorium period up to 2 year. That means initial 2 years you need not to pay the installments, The rest of the 5 years you can go for installment. Then government support in lending process, facilitating and driving speedily sanction through a user-friendly online portal. In every state, in fact, there is a one project management unit with the agriculture department they have created, and this particular unit they are facilitating to apply for this particular scheme. And even now there is a provision for online application on Jan Samarth portal. Then 24 commercial banks who will lend the loan under this particular scheme. 24 commercial banks are there, 40 cooperative banks, and NABARD are the players who are lending the credit to the this beneficiaries. Then there is a very good, in fact, feature of the scheme. This scheme can be converged with the any of, we can say, other scheme. There is a defined scheme. I will brief about that also. But here you can take a benefit of other scheme under this particular scheme. Suppose you have applied for AC ABC where you have taken a loan of 20 lakh rupees. You have availed the subsidy of suppose in tune of 6 to 7 lakh rupees. Thereafter also you can apply for 3% interest subvention for the loan which you have availed by this particular trained candidate or agripreneur. Then this is the modification that Cabinet has been recently approved, that eligibility extended to the APMC, State Agency, National and State Federation of Cooperatives, Federation of Farmers Producer Organization, Federation of Self-Help Group, and that means these are also the eligible under the scheme. Then cap on the number of project per beneficiary increased from 1 project to the 25 project. That means single person or single organization which is mentioned above, they can apply for 25 project at even same location or different location. The only condition will be that the project should be different from what you have, that means proposed earlier. So this is very important thing. That means you can make a hub of that particular, suppose one community is very much prevalent in that particular area, then from whatever the post-harvest operations that are eligible, and for that suppose there are different type of this infrastructure is required. So one can apply for different type of this infrastructure units under the in same locality. Then even the more thing important thing is that there is no limit on applicants for the state agency and federation of farmers group. That means the FPO can apply for n number of projects under this particular scheme. Then APMC can set up multiple projects in the same location of different types. Interest subvention up to loan up to 2 crore rupees will be given. And what are the projects in fact that are eligible under this scheme? That is cold storage, sorting and grading and assaying units, silos, etc. The detail I will talk about you in next slide. Duration of the scheme extended to from 4 to 6 years, and this scheme will be continued by 2032 to 33. Then these are the stakeholders who are eligible under this agriculture infrastructure fund. Farmers, that is individual farmer, individual agripreneur can take benefit. Farmers group in the form of, we can say, FPOs, joint liability groups, self-help group, farmers, these primary agriculture societies. Then agri-entrepreneurs or individual business owners like these millers, exporters, food processing units, traders, storage providers, supply chain players, and smart farmers. Then large business like FMCGs, exporters, food processor equipment manufacturers, state agency like agriculture produce marketing committees, APMCs, FPOs, SHGs, cooperative state warehousing corporations. So these are the major stakeholders who can take benefit under this particular scheme. These are the, we can say, structures that has been considered under the scheme: storage park, modern silos, warehouses, integrated pack houses, custom hiring centers, cold chain infrastructure, community drying yards, refrigerated transportation, and even the IoT platform for the precision farming assets. More precisely, we can see this, that these are the list of primary processing activity eligible under this agriculture infrastructure fund. That in fruit and vegetable, you can just, I will not read one by one, I can share this presentation with the participant, no issue. But here you will get a very clear cut idea that which particular primary processing activity are included under the agriculture infrastructure fund, and the right side here you will find which are not eligible. So in pulses, these are the activities: cereal and wheat, paddy, likewise oil seed, spices, coffee, sugarcane, cotton, coca, jute, cashew, moringa, tea, rubber, herbal and medicinal crop, and likewise this. Then convergence. This scheme can be converged with the other scheme. That means you can take the benefit of this particular scheme in other scheme. That is sub scheme under the mission for integrated development of horticulture. So whatever the scheme they are coming under this particular integrated development of horticulture, this MIDH, that can be also considered. Then this micro food processing enterprises scheme, submission on agricultural mechanization, Rashtriya Krishi Vikas Yojana RKVY, sub scheme under the PM Kisan Sampada Yojana, then Operation Green. So these are the few schemes where the benefit of the agriculture infrastructure fund can also be availed along with the benefit of this particular scheme. The detail you can see even in the particular website. And there is a provision of online, you can say, application for this particular scheme. The maximum processing time is 60 days. Within 60 days, you will come to know that whether your loan is being sanctioned or if there is any document required, any query they have raised, the bank persons or any other, that query you can submit, you can see your application status online and accordingly you can proceed. But for other stakeholder, this time is 60 days. So this applicant register on online portals, fills applications and submit DPR. Then AIMT verifies application and transfer to the bank branch for appraisal. Bank regularly check AIF portal, coordinate with the nodal officer to assess submitted applications. Likewise, application verified by the bank, register on this CGT MSC for the bank guarantee and sanction disbursement as per the schedule. Then banks submit claim to the Ministry of Agriculture on quarterly basis for interest, subvention and credit guarantee fee, and likewise the government finally transfer the interest, subvention and credit guarantee fees to the bank. So this 60 days time up to the applicant verification and disbursement of the loan, that is a impact maximum time, and thereafter the two parts, particularly this submission of this interest, subvention and credit guarantee fee to the ministry and again disbursement to the bank, that is another part. So this is about the scheme. If anybody having any doubt regarding this scheme, any query, we can go ahead. My voice is audible?
Yes, sir, it's audible.
Yeah. Or
Any question from the audience?
we can say here, okay, one question, Sharad. Inspectors are just like MARGA scheme where experts can mentor startup. Is there any such opportunity to train, mentor every startup with my experience and interest? Mr. Sharadji, are you there? You can interact with me. I'm not getting what, in fact, what you are asking. Expert can mentor startup. Yes. Sharadji, I think you are asking that is there any business incubation center where the candidate they can enroll themselves? The candidate will be he will be trained, he will be guided in all aspect. Am I right, sir?
Yes, yes. Basically, so
Oh.
my expertise in IPR field. So that's the reason I want to extend my expertise in order to mentor the agri startups or incubation centers. Is there any centralized portal like a MARG in Startup India?
In fact, we have in manage, not only in manage, but almost in 17 places across the country, there are agribusiness incubation centers are there, and manage also we have one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and let me share that information too. I think it will be useful to our participants.
So it will be like if I enrolled in that centralized portal, anybody can access and avail my expertise.
Yeah, I got your point, sir. In fact, here we have this Center for Innovation and Agripreneurship, that is Managed Business Incubation Center.
Oh.
And these are the programs that we are running. this managed CI incubation program, P incubation mentoring program, incubation program, RKY Raftar where we are giving a grant in grant aid particularly for the seeding and pre-seeding projects. Then we have this different type of program, and I'm not exactly now recalling which is this program where the resource person they can enroll themselves and they can guide this the candidate who are enrolling in different scheme. So
Yes.
please go through this website.
Okay.
Definitely somewhere I think
Mhm.
that has been mentioned. It's long back actually I seen this one.
Okay. Okay.
But here definitely you will find that you can enroll yourself as a resource person and you can be useful to this candidate by using this managed ACABC incubation center platform.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thanks for directing me.
Yeah, thank you. Okay, anything else?
Any other question from the audience? If anyone wants to speak, I can unmute them.
Okay, I think there is no questions. Very few
Yes,
participants
Usha,
I'm seeing.
okay, sir. Sir, thank you,
Yeah.
sir. On
Yeah.
behalf of PSTA and on behalf of all the audience and on my own behalf, heartfelt thank you, sir, for delivering a session. And now we'll be sharing the links to feedback form as well as online quiz. There will be
Yeah, sir,
15 minutes.
actually,
Yes, sir.
just before starting, I would like to see the participants. In fact, 20 participants are here.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Participant,
sir.
please open your camera. It is a very interesting theme that actually we have started. We are conducting last 3 days, but still I am not, satisfied with the participants. Only 20 participants they are attending the program.
Yes, sir. The
It's such a
number is less.
valuable information here we are giving. We are, bringing the resource person. They are also contributing the lot for this particular training program. From participant side, please open your cameras.
Sir, to open their cameras, I need to make them panelists. All attendees will become panelists. Again, I need to put them in
Sir,
attendee.
actually now, next time, sir, when we'll organize such program,
We'll
because,
make them.
yeah,
Now this is not enabled for them. If you want,
okay.
I can enable, but
Now it's okay, sir, but next time we will, that means enroll them in as what we are actually have that panelist, right, or in general stream. So
okay, sir.
unless and until we can see the resource person, they can interact with the resource, our experts. So that kind of things are needed, you know.
Sure, sir. Sure, sir. Like in
Yeah.
the Zoom platform, you can give them all the privileges to access camera as well as speaker
My, yeah,
to
exactly.
enable themselves to mute and unmute.
Sure, sir.
Sure,
Okay,
sir.
please
Thank
carry
you.
on this feedback and this
Thank you, sir.
online
Thank you, sir.
evaluation.
Thank you, sir. Now I will be sharing the feedback link as well as online quiz. Dr. Sushri Rekha, can you please tell me 15 minutes or 30 minutes for the quiz?
Only for 15 minutes, sir.
Yeah, only
Please
for
share the
15
feedback
minutes.
link.
Okay, okay. Thank you, thank you. I will
Okay.
share now the
Okay.
links. I request all the attendees to use the below given links in the chat box. First, you attend the quiz and then you can submit the feedback form. Thank you. After 15 minutes, we will be joining.
Sir, please share the feedback link, na sir?
Yeah, I have submitted both the links.
Okay,
The
okay.
second one is feedback and the first one is quiz.
Okay, okay. Okay, sir.
You can please cross verify the links, ma'am. I have checked it from my end. Please check.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Miss Lalita ji, any questions? Or Miss
Sir,
Neha?
actually, I didn't get any feedback link. So I request you to send the link to my email address.
No, it's right now in the chat box.
No, sir, I don't have, sir.
Oh, in the mobile you will be able to. It
Yeah,
is
yes, sir.
difficult for
I'm
you to.
using mobile, sir. I'm using mobile because of the internet issues.
Okay, okay. I will send to the mail.
Yes,
Can you please
sir.
message your email ID in the chat box?
So chat box, I'm unable to see the chat box, sir.
Okay, okay. Fine, fine. Thank
Yeah, this is JL Shinde@rediffmail.com.
you. Okay, I will send it. Thank you.